I just want to say, when they came up with the name of this palette, they hit it right on the head. Barely basic, because ain't nothing basic about this look or the looks that I just created. So let's go ahead and jump on into the video. Hey guys, this is Ashley. Welcome on back to my channel. So today we have the Glaminatrix Barely Basic palette, and I am so late reviewing this because this actually came like beginning of July, end of June, basically right when I got out of the hospital. Because yeah, so I got this from Glaminatrix Cosmetics, and I do have a code with them. The code is Dr. Ash, and I was sent this in PR with no obligation to post. But I love me some Glaminatrix Cosmetics, and our relationship has been truly organic. And this is appropriate now because it's definitely giving fall outside, okay? You know, it's not super cold yet, but the sun isn't shining, and look at this color story. And we love a good spicy neutral palette no matter what time of the year is. But it does have all the fall vibes. So I'm so carried away. Let me go ahead and introduce myself. If you are new to this channel, welcome. And if you're older but goodie, welcome on back. My name is Ashley. I have a doctorate in pharmacy, and I love makeup. So that's how you get Dr. Ash and her makeup. But please just call me Ash or Ashley. And eyeshadow, it's my most favorite thing to talk about here on my channel. I am a total eyeshadow junkie. Okay, so a little things about the palette. Glaminatrix is a woman-owned brand, so her name is Kalela. She has been killing it, and you can see the growth in her brand, and I love that for indie brands. I love that. I love when they are like micro and things are pre-orders. Well, I don't love that things are pre-orders, but I like to see the growth in the transition out of the pre-order phase. So when she came out with like You Beauty and a nocturnal palette and a couple other things, they were definitely pre-orders. It would take a time to fulfill. And now she is at the point where when she launches something, it is in stock. So I love that. That means her business is flourishing. She's able to reinvest into her business. And I believe she has some employees now. So she's not like a one-woman show. And this palette does retail for $67, and it is gorgeous. It is kind of like in a new format that they are doing their palettes in. They had the pretty pastel palette in this particular format, and I like it. It's a little different, but I do like it. It does have like the color progression, you know, monochromatic rows, but you can jump in, but it's organized well. So if you're like a person that doesn't really know what to do, just go right on down. But you know me, I like to mix and match so I can show you guys all the color combinations that are possible when showing these palettes. And then sometimes I like to be a little monochromatic too. But you definitely have 3 rows of mattes. You have more traditional shimmers right here. They have like a slight multi-chrome shift, but not too much. But they're definitely sparkly and pigmented. They do have a little bit of slip that has that mica in it, so I definitely recommend that glitter glue. You know me and the glitter glue. Next. We hang together. We go together real bad, okay? And then at the top row, you have like those iridescent shifty shades that you can pop in the inner corner, or I love putting these all across the lid too because the looks it just gives, it's phenomenal. Kind of like I have this one, which is right here, all across the lid right now. So this palette does retail for $67. It is in stock. I believe they had to do a restock of this palette because it's gorgeous. Like I said before, I do have a code with Glaminatrix Cosmetics. It is Dr. Ash, and that helps to put right back into this channel. So I appreciate it if you do use it. But you can feel free to use anybody's code that you want to. Just a few more things about the brand. I'm just going to pop over to the website. If you are curious about any of the ingredients, you can definitely go on Glaminatrix Cosmetics website and look at the ingredients. I did mention before the brand is out of Australia. So when you order things, they do get things out quickly, but you can expect that 2-week travel time to the States, okay? It's just kind of, it is what it is. The pans are magnetic, and they are 22.5 millimeter pans. So if you care, you know, I feel like that was a thing back in the day. If you didn't tell the net weight of the shadow and how many grams per ounces you were getting on the palette, people would be so upset. But I feel like if you're here, you have too much eyeshadow to care, okay? I mean, and that's not necessarily the case, but in the indie space, I don't know, if the beauty lovers, you just have too much to care. What are you panning? Just let me know. Just let me know, because I ain't panning nothing. Not no eyeshadows. I pan this powder though. I'm so proud. Let me see. Where is it? I paying this, so that makes me happy. So yeah, now they are vegan and cruelty free, so I know that is a point of interest for a lot of people. And technically, the product expires in 24 months once you open it. Okay, but if you keep your makeup in a cool and dry area, especially because these are powder products, it will be okay. It will be okay. Don't be like my friend, y'all. Quick story. And I was telling people this at the Creators of Friends. It was so funny. We were just talking about like our friends that like makeup. They just want to look nice and they want to have nice makeup, but they're not into like watching YouTube and the latest releases. So my friend was like, I need you to do my makeup for my birthday. Now the backstory is maybe like 2019, maybe 2020, 2019-ish, right? We went makeup shopping. We went like at the beginning of VIB sale. I mean, we picked out Huda. We picked out Sephora collection. We had some Pat McGrath. I think we had a lot of stuff. I mean, she had some good stuff. Then I went ahead and bought her blush palettes from Juvia's Place and a couple other things. I mean, we really kind of like built her collection up. She had a nice foundation. She had the Pat McGrath foundation. She might have had a NARS foundation. Child, this is 2024. I got ready to do her makeup for her birthday because we all turned 40 together. And so in my mind, I'm like, she should have all this stuff, right? I brought some lashes, the glitter glue, a couple other things, and the eyeshadow palettes that I wanted to use on her based off what she told me she was wearing. So she pulls out her makeup and I'm like, where's the rest of it? I mean, she has like a shimmery bronzer. The bag is this big. I'm like, where's the rest of your stuff? She's like, oh, I got rid of it. I thought it expired. Child. I mean, you talking about making some stuff work. It was a whole bunch of multi-use products that time. I'm like, she may have had foundation. It was real sketch, y'all. But she came out looking really pretty. I mean, she's not a bad looking person at all. But it was just like, okay. But I digress. So I got 3 looks for y'all today. And basically, if you keep your powder cosmetics in a cool and dry area, it will be okay. Unless you notice something crazy going on with it. So that is my little story. But we're going to go ahead and jump in with the looks. So let's just go ahead and get started. Let's talk about, I almost didn't turn the mic on, so y'all know that was going to be bad. And lately I've been doing that a lot. But if you've been here before, you already know the drill when it comes to the brows. I have my Benefit Cosmetics Goof Proof Pencil in the shade 3.75. I do have my brows carved out with a little bit of Fenty 385 concealer. That concealer looks a little bit lighter on me right now if you see that line because of this tan I have. And old OG, because you know, we found some life in her. And this is the Urban Decay Primer Potion in the shade Caffeine. But if you need something that is available now and you like this particular color for your primer, I would go with the Matte Contemplate Estate. It is a paint pot, but it's so sad. I think they just discontinued this. It was already tragic enough that you can only buy it from the website. But let's see. Let's go ahead. Let's get going with some looks. All right, I am back and I am feeling like too glam in this Barely Basic palette. It's not basic. Barely Basic is a good name. So really quick, we have like two really pretty neutral looks. So I feel like this look right here is really pretty. So minus the lashes, this is a look that I would kind of put together on a daily basis, you know, kind of a little bit deaf in the crease rather. And then over here, I would do this too, but I might not blow it out so much on the outer corner. But all of the shadows played so nicely together. So we got a little bit more bronzy, neutral with the warm shades in the crease. And then of course, I kind of just basically stayed in the lines of the palette, you know. It's set up really nicely where you can just go right down and get you a nice look, you know, without too much effort. Put a little FYP, that's our little pop right there. And then I did kind of go in with OOTD and then just kind of throw it right here. They kind of give same shade vibes when you pair them together, but it didn't take away, it didn't really add to the look. Now on this eye, I really love how this eye looks. I really like that I blew out this particular shade right here and just kind of gave it a little bit more dramatic flair. I also wanted to go in with one of the shades that's kind of more intended to be, you know, like the inner corner shade. I feel like shades like this look so nice against deeper shades, and then just popped a little contrast right here with hashtag. But it just kind of gave the ultimate look. Plus you get that multi-chrome pop, so it gives a little bit more something to the eye. With the face products, I went ahead and apparently I used my alkaline liner from 24/7. This is the eyeliner from Decay. Apparently I used it on my lips first, because I have a lip liner that looks just like this and I went into the wrong little container. So this is lip lining my lips and my eye in the waterline. So I thought it was just give a nice little pop, because over here it kind of reads like, it reads burgundy and it leads a little bit more browner. And then on this eye, it's kind of just giving the whole monochromatic vibes. So for the face details, I decided, okay, so I was in Sephora and I wanted to try the Huda Beauty Easy Blur foundation, and I have it on right now. But then I was like, I wasn't buying it, and I walked out the store, and then I was talking to a friend and she was like, well, why didn't you get a sample? I was like, duh, because I have a really good tan right now, like really good tan, and you know my complexion can go up and down, up and down. And I already bought like a deeper shade of my Urban Decay Face Bomb, because look, sun, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I'm totally a different shade. So now I kind of feel like over the last 2 days, I'm starting to kind of calm down as far as my tan, but I didn't want to buy the peanut butter shade. And this is what I have on now, the peanut butter shade. And then like in 2.5 weeks, going to need the cinnamon. And that would be like more of a stable shade for me. And then I have this foundation. So I got a little sample right here from Sephora. This is the Easy Blur foundation. This is my second time using it. I think it's really beautiful. I think I will be participating at a little bit later date, okay? So I went ahead and used that. Then I went ahead with my little holy grail at the moment, which is the not Urban Decay. This is the Sephora Contour Stick in the shade medium to tan. I have these Glaminatrix blushes. I have used these before and shown these before on camera as well. These came out with the pastel palette. So these came with the pastel palette. So I actually mixed both of these shades. This is Lavish, and it's kind of like a little terracotta shade. And then I popped on Poppy right here on the tops of the cheeks. So I actually didn't do a highlighter. And then I already told you what I used for my lip liner. And to top that off, I went in with my, where is it? Sometimes it just gets so messy filming here, like, or maybe did I walk and travel with it? But it's my Givenchy lip gloss. Found it. So this is the Givenchy. This is Rose Perfected, and this is what it looks like. So I was like, okay, that'll be a nice little thing. I was going for like a berry lip, but I was like, feel like most of my Bordeaux shades, I must have decluttered them, because I was like, I'm not really seeing them. So I feel like this looks perfect with both of the eyes situation. So the shadows perform wonderfully. Basically everything that you would come to expect with using Glaminatrix shadows. The eyeshadows are very blendable. You get the differentiation of color, and I like that with the matte, so you can kind of tell which ones are which. I did like that was able to kind of go in and make a shade like Girl Dinner. Right here worked for me. I popped that on the inner corner so I can have like a little matte inner corner moment. And let's see, I didn't use leggings or pumpkin spice, but I feel like these two will work for me as well. So we're going to go ahead and do one more look. Of course, I got to hit up this little green grungy look, and I'll probably mix it in with this because I do like the cool toneness of these browns. And the brown was right here. It was really nice to help deepen up this shade. I was like, what did I use? It was the shade that kind of just hold, you know, deepen up and anchor out this look. But overall, everything looks really nice. Of course, I did go in with my NYX glitter glue because I feel like that just always amplifies the shadow. So I'm feeling glam. These looks are giving glam. You can't tell me they're not. They're beautiful. They don't feel too safe. I mean, they're safe. And I think they're looks that can be in a lot of people's colors comfort zone, but I don't feel like they look average. They look really gorgeous. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. This is the third and final look. Went there with the greens, and it is just so pretty. It's just like light, it's effortless, and we have a little bit of drama in the inner corner. If you notice, I went ahead and kind of turned the lights down because I felt like you couldn't really see the mustard shades and how they were showing up, and they do show up on my complexion. I think it could pack a little bit more punch, but overall, I'm very happy with this palette. This palette is giving glam, it's giving neutral, and there is something in there for everybody. So if you are more of a mauve person, the green grunge, the taupey, the browns, you have it all. And then I really like how you have the iridescent shades because that just kind of gives an extra flair to the palette. Of course, you could pop them in the inner corner or you could put it across the whole lid as I did because it just kind of gives another option. And it just kind of keeps the shadow like light and airy and provides a nice contrast against the deeper mattes. I really like the deeper mattes and I feel like everything is really nice as far as the color progression. And I like how you can take this shade right here, which is called Looks, that deeper brown, and you can kind of just mix it in with your other shadows in this particular roll to deepen it up without really changing the hue of that shade if you just wanted to be deeper. But I feel like everything came out so well. As far as the face details, everything is the same. I did not mention my lashes before, but they are lashes that have been on this channel. This is the Z-Gain lashes. These are the natural, it's 16 pairs, but I cut the ends. ends. So if it looks, I cut like a cluster off. So it actually reads so much more, you know, it's like flair, a little bit of drama, but not too intimidating. Plus, even if it was like this, it was just going to be way too long for my lids. And I did forget to mention, and I'm very proud, very, very proud. Panned, gone. I mean, I could just take the little, but we're not going to do that. There's the Pat McGrath under eye powder in the shade yellow. So she is finished. So I will be, is this yellow? I guess so. It's giving yellow. Yellowish. Yeah, it's yellow. Okay. So I will be throwing this in my little empties thing so we can see at the end of the year how many products I have completed. But I feel like this palette right here is a fabulous palette. If you want a neutral palette that packs a little punch, you know I'm into the spicy neutrals. If it's a neutral palette, it's got to have a little something to offer me. And I feel like it is. It is really not a basic palette. I think they called it the right name. I really like how the component of the packaging is just like sleek. I also like this new like design that they're doing. So it's just very easy. You can kind of just put it right here. If you want to flip it over, you got your mirror right there. So it's nice and long. I mean, you do have to reach over, but either way, I like it. It makes it a little bit different, makes it a little bit more unique from the brand. I do like the color progression of the shades. I mean, they does kind of give Blend Bunny vibes, but I feel like it's not like a major dupe on their particular signature layout of their palette. But like I said, I love all the shimmer combinations, and I love that they put the little highlight thing here. So for this particular look, I did decide to go in with OOTD because I had used the DIY shade across the lid. And so if I was going to pop in here, this particular shade, Get Ready With Me, as you can see, it has a green flip as well. And so does DIY. So I didn't want it to read as the same shade. They are different, but you know how it is. It's like if you put them together, especially as a multi-chrome, you're going to have the same shade. It's going to be like, well, that wasn't even a pop. So that's why I had opted for the pink particular shade. And I think it just read a little bit more pink. But when I used the shade, when I used the shade before, it kind of read more mauve. So I think it's just kind of depending on what you put the shades next to, especially when you have these multi-chrome shifty shades. The shimmers, I would definitely go ahead and say use a NYX glitter glue with them, but they are like the standard shimmers that you get with the Glaminatrix palettes. They keep upping their game up with this. When I got this, I was like, this is gorgeous. And of course, like I said, I received this in PR with no obligation to post, but the shadows are very blendable. I would say I would like a tiny more punch in this particular row. And then if we could just step this up just a tiny bit, I will be really happy about the pigmentation of the palette. But overall, I think it is really, really fabulous. So I do feel like it's something that most people, if you're a couple shades deeper than me, you may have an issue, but I don't feel like you will have an issue. You may, but you may not. But I would just feel like that would be a small cause for concern. And it's only really this particular shade because these mustardy greeny tones, like they look good on me and I love them so much, but sometimes they get kind of just lost in my golden/red complexion. And that's just like a me issue. So I should probably like use a more yellowish primer in order to combat that. I know a lot of people are like, oh, use a white primer, shades will pop. I don't like that. So basically, if you are looking for a neutral palette that has a little something to offer, I highly recommend this. Now, the shipping does take like around 1 to 2 weeks, but I would say pretty much like 2 weeks, but they do get it out to you right away, and it is in stock. I do have a code with Glaminatrix. It's Dr. Ash, so please use my code. It does put right back into this channel so we can grow and flourish. So leave me a comment down below and let me know what was your favorite look. I would say my favorite look was actually the one with the mauves. That look was gorgeous, okay? So let me know down below and let me know what your vote is. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Hit the notification bell so you know when I come out with another video. And I'm starting to get back on a roll. Your girl is starting to get back on the roll. So go ahead and subscribe. And you already know how this has got to end. We got to hit it with the chair dance. Chair dance. Hey, 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 chair dance. Chair dance. Chair dance. All right, y'all. Bye.